Konnichiwa. This is Amin Parker. The human mind is fragile. It reminds me of glass. That's how thin the human brain, the human mind really truly is. When a person goes completely and totally snap, the brain goes like glass that has fallen on the floor from a high distance. It breaks into very small fragmented pieces. And it's hard for a human being to come back from that. The human brain is extremely fragile. It is so fragile that even a decent knock on the top of the head would be significant and would be sufficient enough to impair the functions. Hopefully only temporary, even though the brain is suspended in the skull and surrounded by spinal fluid to act as a cushion. It really doesn't take a significant amount of force to cause an injury. One good knock on the football field, a fall down a flight of stairs, or a hit in the head in martial art combat by a strong martial artist, like the lady we see on the screen. Even crashing your bicycle can be enough to shatter your brain. A person's mental health becomes fragile when they are repeatedly subjected to unfortunate and harsh circumstances. Our brain and our nervous system has an inherent ability to maintain a balance between the feelings of elation and sadness. The brain loses its ability to maintain that balance in persons suffering from any mental health condition. It is actually the condition which makes someone emotionally and mentally fragile. People who struggle with conditions such as depression, OCD, PTSD, BPD, schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, etc., finds themselves in a state of emotional distress and vulnerability. Fragility comes from emotional insecurities and the feeling of worthlessness, which a mental disease brings. But it is important to keep in mind that mental health problems doesn't only occur with the underprivileged class. If that was the case, we wouldn't have so many celebrities out here. Seppuku wo okashiteiru mata wa harakiri wo okashiteiru, if it was all about privileges. So I would just like to say that fragility comes due to the condition, not because our mental health is fragile on its own. Mental health is a serious concern, and its fragility is due to the manifestation of its conditions, which needs to be treated before it's too late. Like I said before, the human brain is like glass. If you drop it, it will shatter. And it will be nearly impossible to put the pieces back together again. Everybody has a fragile brain. That's why evolution has protected the brain so well with a hard cranium. 3 layers of meninges, a bath of cerebrospinal fluid, a vascular blood-brain barrier, and a janitorial army of microglial cells. I can't think of any other organ in the body that's so well protected as our fragile brain and spinal cord. Now, at this portion of the video, I want to invite you all to my podcast on Apple Podcast, or you can find me on Spotify. I will leave the link in the description box for my channel there at Spotify and at Apple Podcast. Depending on the video, some videos will be me speaking only in Japanese, while others will be only in English. So I want to direct you all there if you want to hear more podcasts from me in the future. Well, that's all that I got for now. Until next time, minasan, ja matane.